Hello friends, I wish you all a very good evening. Today we are going to discuss about profit and loss. And what is the prerequisite for profit and loss? If you want to start preparing for profit and loss, you need to be good at percentages because 90% of the problems in profit and loss will have the application of percentages. It is very difficult to imagine a problem in profit and loss without application of percentages. So before starting the preparation for profit and loss, you need to be good at percentages. Only then you need to start the preparation for profit and loss. Okay? So this is the prerequisite. Now, before we get into the questions, first let me tell you about the basics of profit and loss, the basic terminology that we use in profit and loss. First one is cost price. What is cost price? If you imagine yourself a trader, the price you pay for the article is cost price. Then what is selling price? The price you charge from the customer, the price you charge from the customer is selling price. So if you imagine yourself a trader, the price you pay for the article is cost price, and the price you charge from the customer is selling price. Cost price, selling price. Then the next one is market price. What is market price? The price which is written on the article, we call it as market price. And market price can also be called as list price, L-I-S-T, list price. It can also be called as labeled price. So market price or list price or labeled price. All the three are one and the same, and that is nothing but the price which is written on the article. Now it is also important to know how we arrive at market price. How do we mark up the price? Now suppose you buy an article for 100 rupees. You buy as a trader. As a trader, you buy an article for 100 rupees. Then will you write the price as 100 rupees on the article? No. Definitely you want to make some profit on it. Let us say you want to make a profit of 30 rupees on the article. So you bought it for 100 rupees and you want to make a profit of 30 rupees. So you add the 30 rupees to the cost price and then you mark the price as 130 rupees. So this 130 rupees is called market price. Okay. So we add whatever profit we want to make, that profit we add it to the cost price. Then we will arrive at market price. Okay. Now, then some of you may think that market price and selling price both are same, because to the cost price we add the profit and we got the market price. So market price and selling price both are same. Some of you may think like this, but that is not correct. Why it is not correct? I give you the reason. Now, if you are not giving any discount, then market price and selling price both are same. You are marking the price as 130 and you are selling it for 130. You are not giving any discount. So if no discount is given, then market price and selling price both are same. Suppose if the customer bargains for some discount, then you decided that you will give him a discount of 10 rupees. Then you mark the price as 130, but you give a discount of 10 rupees, then you sell it for 120 rupees. So in this example, cost price is 100, market price is 130, but selling price is 120. So market price and selling price both are same if no discount is given. But if discount is given, market price and selling price are different. Okay? So cost price, selling price, market price. Then I would like to add few more points here. Remember, discount is always given on market price. No trader will give you discount on cost price or selling price. He will give you discount only on market price. So this is also a very important point. Discount is always given on the market price. And what is the formula for discount percentage? I'll give you the formula for discount percentage. The formula for discount percentage is discount by market price into 100. And why the denominator is market price? Because discount is always given on the market price. Okay? Right. Now, next point. How do you, suppose you sold an article in the market. You sold one article in the market. Then how do you make out whether you made profit or loss? How do you understand whether you made profit or you made loss? Very simple logic we all use. Whatever money we receive from the customer, we compare it with the cost price. And if the money received from the customer, excuse me, if the money received from the customer is more than the cost price, we understand that we made some profit. And if the money received from the customer is less than the cost price, then we understand we made some loss. So profit or loss is always calculated on cost price. If the money received is more than the cost price, then it is called profit. If the money received is less than the cost price, then it is called loss. It means profit or loss is always calculated on cost price. Okay? Then few more basic points I would like to highlight here. Suppose if you sold an article on profit, then selling price is cost price plus profit. If you sold an article at profit, then selling price will be equal to cost price plus profit. Then suppose if you sold the article on loss, then selling price is equal to cost price minus loss. So in case of profit, this is selling price, cost price plus profit. In case of loss, this is selling price, cost price minus loss. Okay? Right. Now, I would like to tell you a few more points here. Suppose if you make a profit of P%, then selling price can be written as 100 plus P% of cost price. This understanding will help you a lot in solving the problems. So if there is a profit of P%, then selling price can be written as 100 plus P% of cost price. For example, if there is a profit of 20%, then I can write selling price as 120% of cost price. 100 plus profit is how much? 20. 100 plus 20, 120. So if there is a profit of 20%, selling price can be written as 120% of cost price. If there is a profit of 5%, then selling price can be written as 105% of cost price. So this you have to remember. It will help you a lot in solving the problems. Okay? Then one more point. Suppose you made loss. There is a loss of P%. If there is a loss of P%, then selling price is written as 100 minus P% of cost price. For example, you sold an article at a loss of 10%. Then how do you write selling price? 100 minus 10. 100 minus 10, 90. So I can write selling price as 90% of cost price. Suppose if there is a loss of 15%, then I can write selling price as 85% of cost price. I can write the selling price as 85% of cost price. So these are some basic points that you need to remember. So I just revise whatever basic point that we have discussed so far. We discussed about the terminology on cost price, selling price, market price. Then how do we arrive at market price? The next point, discount is always given on the market price. And what is the formula for discount percent? Discount percent formula, discount by market price into 100. Okay? And the next point is profit or loss is always calculated on cost price. And the next one, if there is profit in a transaction, selling price can be written as cost price plus profit. And if there is a loss in a transaction, selling price is equal to cost price minus loss. And the next point, if there is a profit of P%, then selling price is written as 100 plus P% of cost price. Like example, if there is a profit of 20%, selling price is written as 120% of cost price. Now, if there is a loss of P%, then selling price is written as 100 minus P% of cost price. For example, if there is a loss of 10%, selling price is written as 100 minus 10, 90% of cost price. So these are some of the basic points that you need to remember before we get into solving problems in profit and loss. Now, whatever problems we solve from here onwards, they're all previous problems appearing in SSC CGL. Okay? Right. Now, let us start doing the problems now. Right. This is the first question. A man purchased a car for rupees 1,35,000 and spent rupees 25,000 on repairs. At what price was the car sold if he suffered 10% loss on it? Now, the important point in this problem is not to take the cost price as 1,35,000. 1,35,000 is not the cost price. That is the important point to catch in this problem. Then what is the cost price? No doubt he is buying the car for 1,35,000, but after that he is spending 25,000 on its repairs. So that 25,000 spent on repairs is also part of the investment. So we need to arrive at the final cost price. So what is the final cost price? So I write here final cost price. Final cost price is 1,35,000 plus the money spent on repairs, which is 25,000. That will give you 1,60,000. 1,60,000 rupees. So this is the final cost price. And he sold the car at a loss of 10%. And that 10% should be calculated on this final cost price, not on 1,35,000. So that is the important point in this problem. Then if he suffered loss of 10%, what is the selling price? So when loss is selling price, when loss is 10%, I can write the selling price as 90% of cost price. Just a minute back I told you if there is a loss of P%, selling price can be written as 100 minus P% of cost price. So here there is a loss of 10%. So if there is a loss of 10%, I can write selling price as 90% of cost price. And what is the cost price? 1,60,000. And when you do this calculation, you get 1,44,000. So if there is a loss of 10%, the selling price would be 1,44,000. Okay? So here the answer is rupees 1,44,000. Come, let us go to the next question. Right. This is our next question. There is a profit of 20% on the cost price of an article. The percent of profit when calculated on selling price is. Now, I told you that profit or loss is always calculated on cost price. Whether you calculate profit or you calculate loss, it is always calculated on cost price. So, if you calculate profit percent on cost price, it is given as how much? 20%. Then the question is, suppose if you calculate profit percent on selling price, in case, it is never done, but in case if you calculate profit on selling price, what will be the profit percentage? That is the question here. Okay? Right. Now, here the complete data is given in percentages. The actual figures are nowhere given. The data is available only in percentages. So what are we supposed to do? We have to make assumptions and then solve the question. So my first assumption is about cost price. So let cost price equal to 100 rupees. Let cost price equal to 100 rupees. Then what would be the profit? It is clearly given when calculated on cost price. When calculated on cost price, profit is given as 20%. That means profit is 20% of 100. 20% of 100, 20 rupees. Therefore, selling price is 120 rupees. How do we arrive at selling price? Cost price plus profit. So cost price is 100, profit is 20 rupees. So selling price would be obviously 120 rupees. Now the question is, if you calculate profit percent on selling price, how much would it be? That is the question. So let us calculate profit percent on selling price. So profit percent on selling price. I write it here specifically. Now, what is the formula for profit percent? Profit percent formula is profit by cost price into 100. So this is the formula for profit percent, profit by cost price into 100. But in the problem, we are asked to calculate profit on selling price. So in place of cost price, we have to substitute selling price because it is specifically asked to calculate the profit on selling price. So I write profit is 20 rupees. We know profit is 20 rupees by selling price. Selling price is 120. We got the selling price 120 here, then into 100. And that gives you 16.2 by 3%. So if you calculate profit percent correctly, promptly, then it would be 20%. But if you calculate the profit percent on selling price, then it will be 16.2 by 3%. So this is the problem. So we take choice A as the answer. Okay? Now let us look at the next question. Next question. A trader who marks his goods up to 50% offered a discount of 20%. What percent profit the trader makes after offering the payment, after offering the discount? It should be discount. It's not payment, it should be discount. So, what percent profit the trader makes after offering the discount? That is the question, after offering the discount. Now, once again, everything is given in percentages, so we have to make assumptions. And it is clearly given market price is 50% more than the cost price. Market price is 50% more than the cost price. You can see here, a trader who marks his goods up to 50%, that means market price is 50% more than the cost price. So I start by assuming the cost price. So let cost price equal to rupees 100. Then what would be the market price? Then automatically market price will be rupees 150. Then discount. How much is discount? Discount is 20% of 150, that is rupees 30. Now why discount is calculated on 150? Because I told you discount is always given on market price. It is never given on selling price. It is never given on cost price. It is always given on market price. So I calculate discount 20% on market price and it is coming to 30 rupees. So the market price is 150. But he is not selling it for 150. He is giving a discount of 30 rupees. So what is the selling price? Therefore, selling price equal to market price minus discount, which is 30. So selling price is rupees 120. Okay, so what is the question? What percent profit the trader makes? So what is the percentage of profit made by the trader? That is the question. Now you can clearly see you need not calculate profit percent. It is very clear here. When cost price is 100 rupees, selling price is 120 rupees. Cost price is 100, selling price is 120. So it's very clear profit made by the trader is 20%. So we take the profit as 20%. Right? Come on, let us go for the next question. So this is our next question. A retailer buys a sewing machine at a discount of 15% and sells it for rupees 1955. Thus, he makes a profit of 15%. The discount is dash. Now, a trader is buying a sewing machine for 15% discount. He is getting a discount of 15%. After buying the sewing machine, he is selling it to another customer for 1955 rupees. And if he sells it for 1955, the trader is making profit of 15%. Then what is the discount received by the trader? What is the discount received by the trader? That is the question. Now, before calculating discount, first let us find out what is the price paid by the trader. At what price is buying sewing machine, that we will calculate first. And then we can calculate how much is the discount received by the trader. Right. Now, suppose trader bought it for 100 rupees. My assumption, trader has bought the sewing machine for 100 rupees. Then he is selling it at a profit of what? 15%. That means he is selling it for 115 rupees. He buys it for 100 rupees and sells it for 115 because it is clearly given profit is 15%. But in the problem, at what price the trader is selling the sewing machine is already given. At what price the trader is selling the sewing machine is given in the problem. How much is that? 1955. So 1955 rupees. So if selling price, if this is 115, then this is 1955. So if this is 100, how much? This is the question. Now you can clearly see the selling price is becoming 17 times. If you calculate, you will get 17 times. See here, 1955 divided by 115. 1 times 115, 805, 115 7 times 805. So this selling price is becoming 17 times. So when this becomes 17 times, this one should also become 17 times. So 17 times of 100 is how much? 1700 rupees. That means the trader is buying the sewing machine. The trader is buying the sewing machine for how many rupees? 1700 rupees. Okay? Now we will calculate what is the discount. Now I can write the buying price. I can write the buying price of the trader. I can write the buying price of the trader as 85% of market price. You agree with me? I can write buying price of the retailer, the trader, buying price of the retailer is given. Okay. So buying price of the retailer, I can write it as 85% of market price. Why 85%? Because 15% is getting discount. So buying price is 85% of market price. But buying price we already calculated. What is the buying price of the retailer? 1700. So I substitute 1700 on the left side equal to 85% of market price. And when you calculate, you get market price as 2000 rupees. So the market price of the sewing machine is 2000 rupees, but the retailer is getting it for only 1700 rupees. The market price on the sewing machine is 2000, but is getting it for only 1700. That means the discount received by the retailer is 300 rupees. See. Okay. Now, I just quickly go through the problem once again for your understanding. Now, I assume the buying price of the retailer as 100 rupees. Then 100 rupees sewing machine is selling it for 115. Okay. But selling price is already given in the problem. It is given as 1955. So when 115 becomes 1955, 100 becomes how much? Now this is 17 times, so into 17. So this one will also become 17. That means the retailer is buying the sewing machine for how many rupees? 1700 rupees. Okay. The next step is I can write the buying price of the retailer as 85% of market price, because retailer is getting a discount of 15%. So I can write the buying price as 85% of market price. But how much is buying price? We already calculated. We calculated it as 1700. So I substitute 1700 on the left side, then you get how much is market price. And the market price is 2000. Okay, so market price is 2000, but the retailer is buying it for only 1700. That means the discount received by the retailer is how many rupees? 300 rupees. Okay, right. Now, let us go for the next question. This is the next question. Mahesh earned a profit of 20% by selling 60 apples at the rate of rupees 42.50 for 5 apples. Then the total cost at which the apples were bought is. Okay, now he earned a profit of 20% by selling 60 apples at the rate of rupees 42.50 for 5 apples. Right, now what is the selling price of each apple? Selling price of each apple. Selling price of each apple 42.50 divided by 5. That will give you rupees 8.50. So this is the selling price of each apple. Then what is the profit percent given? Mahesh earned a profit of 20% by selling 60 apples at the rate of 42.50 for 5 apples. So profit is 20%, it's clearly given. So when profit is 20%, I can write the selling price as 120% of cost price. Because I told you, if profit is P%, then selling price can be written as 100 plus P% of cost price. So here profit is given as 20%. So I can write the selling price as 120% of cost price, equal to how much? 8.50. Now do this calculation. Cost price equal to 8.50 into 5 by 6. Okay, so this is the cost price of each apple. And what is the question? The total cost at which the apples were bought is. So what is the total cost price? This is the cost price of one apple because we are taking only one apple. So this is the cost price of one apple. But we are asked to find what is the total cost price. That means cost price of 60 apples. So I write cost price of 60 apples. 60 apples equal to 60 into 8.50 into 5 divided by 6. 6 1 times, 6 10 times. So 10 into 8.5 is 85. 85 into 5 is 425. So the answer is rupees 425. Okay, I just quickly go through this. He is selling 5 apples for 42.50. 5 apples are sold for 42.50. So selling price of each apple is 42.50 divided by 5, which is rupees 8.5. And I can write the selling price as 120% of cost price because it is clearly given profit is 20%. Now after doing the calculations, I got the cost price of each apple as 8.50 into 5 divided by 6. Okay, so this is the cost price of each apple. But we are asked to find the cost price of 60 apples. So we need to multiply this price with 60. So the same I did here, then I got 425. Okay, so our answer is 425. Okay, right. Now the next question. The next question. A person sold his watch for rupees 75 and got a percentage profit equal to the cost price. The cost price of the watch is. Now, you need to understand the meaning of this phrase from here to here. This meaning you have to understand. got a percentage profit equal to the cost price. What do you mean by that? I explained. Suppose if the cost price is 30 rupees, example, if the cost price is 30 rupees, profit will be 30%. If the cost price is 40 rupees, profit will be 40%. If the cost price is 50 rupees, profit will be 50%. That is the meaning of this phrase. Got a percentage profit equal to the cost price. Okay. Then what is the cost price of the watch? That is the question. Now, suppose if I assume the cost price as X, then profit will be X%. If I assume the cost price as X rupees, then automatically profit will be X%. That is the meaning of the sentence given. So I write, let cost price equal to rupees X, then selling price. Selling price how much? We know selling price is cost price plus profit. So cost price is X plus profit. Profit is X%. X% of cost price. And cost price how much? X. So selling price is cost price plus profit. Cost price is X. Profit is X%. X% of cost price. That means X% of X. So this is selling price. But selling price is already given. How much is selling price? Already given as 75. So I substitute 75, then X plus X by 100 into X. Now if you solve this further, you get a quadratic equation. And by solving that quadratic equation, you get the value of X. That is the procedure if you go by the traditional style. But you can't afford to spend this much time in the exam. So what is the way out to solve this problem? I tell you a very simple way. We have to take the help of choice. Remember students, if you find a problem very, very difficult, you know that you know the logic for the problem, but solving it may take time. If you feel like that, then the very next thing to do is to look at the options. You need to take the help of options. That will definitely help you out. Okay, so here we take the help of the options to get the answer very easily. Now let me look at the first option. Cost price is given as 40 rupees. So if cost price is 40 rupees, selling price will be how much? 40 plus 40% of 40, 56. So if I take the first option, I am getting the selling price as 56 rupees. But in the problem, selling price is given as 75. Whereas here I am getting 56. That means first option is not the answer. Like that, we need to check the options, and the correct answer is C. So I will directly do the third option now. So cost price is 50 rupees. So if cost price is 50 rupees, automatically profit would be 50%. So 50 plus 50% of cost price, which is again 50, and that will give you 75. So I am getting the selling price as 75, and in the problem also selling price is given as 75. Okay, so it satisfies the condition, and therefore the answer is third choice. Otherwise, you may have to go by quadratic equation method. Okay, right. Now let us go for the next question. Next problem. This is a very, very simple question, but it's given in the SSC CGL. By selling a car for rupees 64,000, Mr. Rao lost 20%. Then what is the cost price of the car? Okay, so if he sells it for 64,000, he will lose 20%. What is the cost price of the car? That is the question. Now, when loss is 20%, I can write the selling price as 80% of cost price. It is clearly given loss is 20%. And when loss is 20%, I can write the selling price as 80% of cost price, because we discussed if loss is P%, selling price can be written as 100 minus P% of cost price. So if loss is 20%, selling price is 80% of cost price. But selling price already given as how much? 64,000. So I substitute 64,000 on the left side. So 64,000 equal to 80 by 100 into CP, and if you calculate this further, you get cost price as rupees 80,000. So cost price is rupees 80,000. So this would be the option, 80,000. A very, very simple question. Right, next one. Next question. An item when sold for rupees 1690 earned 30% profit on the cost price. What is the cost price? Same as the previous question. In the previous question, there was loss, and in this question, there is profit. So, if you sell an article for 1,690 rupees, you will make a profit of 30%. Then what is the cost price? That is the question. Now, when profit is 30%, how do you write selling price? We know selling price is 130% of cost price. Because we discussed, I repeat for you, we discussed if profit is P%, selling price is 100 plus P% of cost price. So selling price is 130% of cost price. But selling price already given. Given us how much? 1,690. So I substitute 1,690 on the left side equal to 13 by 10 CP. And if you do this further, you get CP rupees 1,300. So cost price of the item is 1,300 rupees. Okay? So cost price of the item is 1,300 rupees. So the answer would be choice C. Okay, now we go for the next one. A trader who marks his goods up to 50% offered, okay, we have already done this question. Okay, we will go for the next one. We already did this problem, I'm sorry. Right. The next question. A man sold 20 apples for rupees 100 and gained 20%. How many apples did he buy for rupees 100? So, 20 apples is selling it for 100 rupees. Okay, 20 apples is selling them for 100 rupees and makes a profit of 20%. So, how many apples he purchased for 100 rupees? For 100 rupees, how many apples the person has purchased? That is the question. Okay, that means what is the cost price for the trader? What is the cost price of each apple? That is the question in another way. Right. Now, a man sold 20 apples for rupees 100. That means selling price of, we have already done a problem like this. This problem is a little bit different from that. Now, selling price of each apple. Selling price of each apple 100 divided by 20, rupees 5. Because it is clearly given 20 apples are sold for 100 rupees. So what is the selling price of each apple? 100 divided by 20, 5 rupees. Now, on the left hand side, I can write 120% of cost price equal to 5 rupees. Why do we write 120% of cost price on the left side? Because it is clearly given profit is 20%. And when profit is 20%, I can write selling price as 120% of cost price. So 120% of cost price equal to 5 rupees. Then what is the cost price of each apple? Therefore, cost price of each equal to 5 into cross 120 by 100. 120 by 100 is 6 by 5. So if you cross multiply, it is 5 by 6. So this is the cost price of each apple, 25 by 6 I write here, 25 by 6. This is the cost price of each apple. Now the question is, how many apples he purchased for 100 rupees? For 100 rupees, how many apples he purchased? That is the question. So I write number of apples purchased for 100 rupees. Number of apples purchased for 100 rupees. How do you get? 100 divided by cost of each apple. How do you get the answer? How many apples are purchased for 100 rupees? How do you get that? You have to divide 100 by cost price of each apple. And we already calculated what is the cost price of each apple. How much is that? 25 by 6. So 100 divided by 25 by 6. So that will give you 24. So how many apples are purchased for 100 rupees? 24 apples are purchased for 100 rupees. Okay? Right. So the answer here would be option C, 24. The next question. The percentage of profit when an article is sold for rupees 78 is twice when compared to when it is sold for rupees 69, the cost price of the article is. Suppose if you sell an article for 78 rupees, then profit percentage will get doubled when compared to when selling price is 69. So if you sell it for 69 rupees, if you sell an item for 69 rupees, you will get some profit percent. But if you sell the same article for 78 rupees, the profit percent will get doubled. That is what given in the problem. If you sell it for 69, you will get some profit percent. How much? It is not given. But if you sell the same article for 78 rupees, the profit percent will get doubled. Then what is the cost price of the article? That is the question. Now, I do this problem by a very simple method. Cost price, first selling price, second selling price. Okay, now how much is cost price? We don't know. First selling price is 69, second selling price is 78. 78. Now you see here, what is the difference between first selling price and second selling price? 9 rupees. That means he is selling it for 9 rupees more. First time he sold it for 69 and second time he is selling it for 78. That means he is selling it for 9 rupees more. And if he sells it for 9 rupees more, the profit is getting doubled. That means in the previous case also the profit was 9 rupees. Here 69 rupees, first time he sold it for 69, second time he is selling it for 78. That means he is selling it for 9 rupees more. And if he sells it for 9 rupees more, his profit is getting doubled. That only means in the first case also, he sold it for a profit of 9 rupees. That means if he sells it for a profit of 9 rupees, if this is 69, then automatically it will become 60. Because first time also he sold the article at a profit of 9 rupees. So if first selling price is 69, then second selling price would be the cost price of the article would be 60 rupees. Then we can take the answer as 60. Okay, friends? Now, we will take break for a few minutes and again we come back and discuss profit and loss questions. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, students. Now, let us look at the next question. By selling an article, a man makes a profit of 25% of its selling price. Then his profit percent means the actual profit percent is asking us. Because if he calculates on selling price, then it is 25%. Clearly given. A man makes a profit of 25% of its selling price. But we all know that profit or loss, it should be always calculated on cost price, not on selling price. And in this problem, by mistake, they calculated the profit on selling price and he is getting 25%. So what is the actual profit percent? That is the question here. Okay. Now, once again, everything is given in percentages. So we have to make assumptions and solve the problems, right? Now, let selling price equal to rupees 100. Now, one of you may ask me, why am I assuming selling price instead of cost price? Because it is clearly given profit is calculated on selling price. So, unless we know the selling price, how much is the profit, we cannot arrive at. Okay. So, I assume the selling price is 100 rupees. Then profit will be how much? Then profit would be how much? It is clearly given profit is 25% of selling price. That means 25% of 100. 25% of 100. That is rupees 25. So selling price is 100 and profit is 25. Then how much is cost price? We know that selling price equal to cost price plus profit. We know this formula. And selling price is 100, cost price we need to calculate, and profit is 25. Therefore, cost price is rupees 75. Okay, you should not do all this. When you look at selling price 100 and profit 25, immediately it should strike your mind that cost price is 75. Okay, it is only for your understanding I made it as 3 steps. So cost price is 75. Now the question is, what is the actual profit percent? Now to calculate actual profit percent, we need to calculate it on cost price. So I write here, actual profit percent. Okay, what is the formula for profit percent? Profit by cost price into 100. So profit is 25, cost price is 75 into 100. So it is 33 1 by 3%. So actual profit percent is how much? 33 1 by 3%. So here the answer is 33 1 by 3%. So what do you learn from this problem? The point you need to understand from this question is profit or loss, it should be always calculated on cost price but not on selling price. Right? Now we look at the next question. By selling a bicycle for rupees 2,850, a shopkeeper gains 14%. If the profit is reduced to 8%, then the selling price will be how much? So, when there is a profit of 14%, how much is selling price? 2,850. If the profit is 14%, selling price will be 2,850. And the question is, suppose if the profit is 8% instead of 14%, if the profit is 8%, what will be the selling price? That is the question. Okay? Now, I can write the selling price. When profit is 14%, I can write the selling price as 114% of cost price. That means 114% of cost price is equal to how many rupees? 2,850 rupees. You understand why I write 114% of cost price. Of cost price I am not writing here, you need to understand. Because I told you when there is a profit of P%, selling price is written as 100 plus P% of cost price. Okay. Now here profit is given as 14%. When profit is 14%, how much would be the selling price? 114% of cost price. So 114% is equal to how many rupees? 2,850 rupees, because selling price is already given 2,850. Next time the profit is 8%. When profit is 8%, I can write the selling price as 108%. When profit is 8%, I can write the selling price as 108%. So if 114% is this much, 108% is how much? That's it. That will give you the answer. You need not find out the cost price for this. You can directly get how much is selling price when profit is 8%. So I do it here. When 114 is giving 2850, when 114 is giving 2850, 108 will give how much? It's like that. And you may be wondering, why am I not writing percentage? So percentage here will get cancelled anyhow. Right. Now, here 114 1 times, 114 2 times 228, 57 remainder, so 570, 114 5 times 570, and 25 into 108 is how much? 2700. So I can say if profit is 8%, selling price will be 2700. I just quickly explain this point. When profit is 14%, selling price will become 114% of cost price. But selling price is already given 2850. That means 114% is equal to 2850. And the question is, when profit is 8%, how much is selling price? So when profit is 8%, selling price can be written as 108% of cost price. So if 114% gives this much, 108% will give how much? And do the calculations, you get this. Okay, so the answer here is 2700. Okay, right. Now we will look at the next question. Now this is a different model. If the cost price of 16 pence is equal to the selling price of 12 pence, if profit, what is the profit percent? If loss, what is the loss percent? That is the question. Okay. Now what is the statement given? Cost price of 16 pence. Cost price of 16 pence is equal to selling price of 12 pence. Selling price of 12 pence. This is the statement, this is the condition given. Now with this condition, I can get what is the ratio of selling price and cost price. From this condition, I can easily get what is the ratio of selling price and cost price. I will calculate. CP by SP. I bring this selling price down on the left side. I bring this selling price down on the left side, equal to 12 by 16. This 16 will go down on the right side. Then this becomes 3 by 4. What does that mean? It doesn't mean cost price is 3 rupees, selling price is 4 rupees. That is not the meaning. The meaning here is cost price and selling price are in the ratio 3:4. Cost price and selling price are in the ratio 3:4. That is the meaning. Now you can clearly see selling price is more than the cost price. And when selling price is more than the cost price, it's a clear indication that there is profit in the transaction. And what is that profit percentage? We have to calculate. And to calculate profit percentage, you can take any pair of values as cost price and selling price. But the ratio must be 3:4. You can take cost price as 30 rupees, selling price as 40 rupees. You can take cost price as 300 rupees, selling price as 400 rupees. You can take any pair of numbers as cost price and selling price and calculate the profit percentage. But the point you have to remember is cost price and selling price must be in the ratio 3:4. Okay. So what I do, I will take cost price 30 rupees, selling price 40 rupees. So let cost price 30, selling price 40. Then what is the profit percent? You know the formula for profit percent. Profit by cost price into 100. So profit is 10, cost price is 30 into 100, and that would give you a profit of 33.1/3%. Okay, so we say in this transaction there is profit and profit percent would be 33.1/3%. Okay, right. 33.1/3% gain. Let us look at next question. a similar question, but here it is loss. If the cost price of 15 tables equal to selling price of 20 tables, the loss percent is, okay. Now, once again, let me write the condition first. Cost price of 15 tables is equal to selling price of 20 tables. Cost price of 15 tables equal to selling price of 20 tables. Now, I bring the selling price down on the left side, then it would be CP by SP. And I take this 15 down to the right side, so 20 by 15, so that is 4 by 3. Now, definitely loss in this transaction because you can see cost price is more than the selling price. Cost price is represented by 4 units and selling price is represented by 3 units. So, cost price is more than the selling price. It only means there is loss in the transaction. And what is that loss percent? We have to calculate. So, once again, to calculate loss percent, you can take any pair of numbers as cost price and selling price. But the ratio must be 4:3. So, I take cost price 40 rupees. You can directly take 4 and 3 also for that matter. So, cost price is 40 rupees, selling price is 30 rupees. So, loss percent. And what is the formula for loss percent? Loss by cost price into 100, because we know profit or loss always calculated on cost price. So, there is a loss of 10 rupees on 40 into 100, and that gives you a loss of 25%. So, in this transaction, the loss incurred is 25%. So, we take the loss incurred as 25%. Okay? Right. So, this is the problem. Let us go for the next question. Next question. A man bought pencils at the rate of, it should be at. Right. Now, a man bought pencils at the rate of 6 for rupees 4. That means for 4 rupees he is purchasing 6 pencils. Okay, he is buying at that rate. For every 6 pencils, the price is 4 rupees. And sold them at the rate of 4 for rupees 6. That means he is selling pencils at what price? For 6 rupees he is selling 4 pens. For 6 rupees he is selling 4 pencils. Okay, then his gain in the transaction, I'm very sorry for this mistake, it is not his, his. His gain in the transaction is dash. Now, while the trader, while buying the pencils, is buying as a set of 6 pencils. Is buying as a set of 6 pencils. You can see 6 for rupees 4. And while selling the pencils, he is selling them as a set of 4 pencils. You can see 4 for rupees 6. So, while buying, he is buying as a set of 6 pencils. And while selling, he is selling as a set of 4 pencils. So, the easiest way to do this problem is assume the number of pencils purchased. So, let number of pencils purchased. Let number of pencils purchased. Number of pencils purchased equal to 12. Then you may be wondering why I took specifically 12. Is 12 my lucky number? No, that is not the criteria. Now I tell you what is the criteria, why 12 will help us to do the calculations easily. Now, while buying, he is buying as a set of 6 pencils. While selling, he is selling as a set of 4 pencils. So, if you assume a number which is easily divisible by 6 and 4, then the calculations become easy. Okay? You have to assume a number which is easily divisible by 6 and 4, because while buying as a set of 6 pencils, while selling is selling as a set of 4 pencils. So take a number which is easily divisible by 6 and 4. That means LCM of 6 and 4. If you want, I can write here LCM of 6 and 4. And LCM of 6 and 4 is 12. And therefore, I assume the number of pencils purchased is 12. Then, what is the cost price of 12 pencils? What is the cost price of 12 pencils? For 6 pencils, it is 4 rupees. Then 12 pencils mean the number of pencils is getting doubled. 6 pencils, 4 rupees. Now 12 pencils. That means the number of pencils is getting doubled. When number of pencils get doubled, investment will also get doubled. Then it will become 8 rupees. So I write 4 into 2, 8 rupees. So his investment is 8 rupees. Now what is the selling price of 12 pence? Selling price of 12 pence, okay, equal. Now, he is selling 4 pens for 6 rupees. 4 pencils, I'm sorry, 4 pencils. Now, 4 pencils are sold for 6 rupees. Now, there are 12 pencils. That means the number of pencils is becoming 3 times. When number of pencils become 3 times, the price will also become 3 times. And 3 times of 6 is how much? 18. So I write selling price of 12 pence, 6 into 3, 18 rupees. So in this problem, he is investing 8 rupees, he is investing 8 rupees and getting back 18 rupees. So you can easily calculate what is the profit. And you know the formula for profit percent? So profit percent equal to, what is the formula? Profit by cost price into 100. So profit is 10 rupees, cost price is 8 into 100. So and that gives you 125%. So profit percent in this transaction is 125%. And this is an important model. Whenever you get problem like this, the very important step in the problem is to assume a number which is comfortably divisible. And how do we do that? By taking the LCM. Okay? Never do the mistake of calculating what is the cost price of each pencil, then what is the selling price of each pencil, and after that profit. You can do that. You can do that, provided you are given plenty of time in the exam. Because suppose if I do what is the selling cost price of each pen. So cost price of each pen is how much? 6 divided by 4 divided by 6. I get a fraction. So this is the cost price of each pen. 4 by 6. Okay, for 4 rupees, 6 pencils. So cost price is 4 by 6. Then selling price of each pen. He is selling 4 pens for 6 rupees. So selling price of each pen 6 by 4. So this is the cost price of each pencil. This is the selling price of each pencil. Now you apply the formula, you get the profit percentage. Definitely you will get it. But to deal with fractions and then converting into percentage and then calculating profit percent, it consumes lots of time. And competitive exam is all about the timing. If you are given plenty of time, I can easily watch that 90% of the students will be able to solve all the problems. But the important point is we will not get that much of time. So time is a crucial factor. So we should not only solve the problem, we should solve the problem in the smartest method possible and in the shortest time possible. Okay? Right. Now the next question. A man sold his watch at a loss of 5%. Had he sold it for rupees 56.25 more, he would have gained 10%. What is the cost price of the watch? That is the question. Now, a man sold a watch at a loss of 5%. Suppose if he increases the selling price, by rupees 56.25, then what happens? Not only 5% loss is covered, in addition, he will make a profit of 10%. So if he increases the selling price by 56 rupees 25 pice, not only 5% loss is recovered, in addition, he will also make a profit of 10%. That means by making a change of 56.25, by increasing the price by 56.25, he is making a difference of 15%. How difference of 15%? 5% loss is covered, plus he is making a profit of 10%. That clearly means a change of 56.25 rupees in the price is bringing a change of 15%. I repeat, a change of 56 rupees 25 pice in the selling price is making a difference of 15%. That means 56.25 is equal to 15%. So I write 15% of cost price. 15% of cost price equal to rupees 56.25. Now do the calculations, you get the answer. So cost price is 56.25 into 100 divided by 15. So 15 one times, 15 three times 45, 1 and 12, 15 seven times 105, 75. So it would be rupees 375. So here the answer is 375. I repeat, if you increase the selling price by 56.25, how much change is happening in terms of percentage? 5% loss is covered, plus he makes a profit of 10%. So change in terms of rupees is 56.25. Change in terms of percentage is 15. And therefore, I equate 15% with 56.25. Then you get the answer. And why do we write cost price here? Because we know profit or loss is always calculated on cost price. Okay? Now, let us go through the next question. This is also more or less a similar question. An article is sold at a gain of 15%. Had it been sold for 27 rupees more, the profit would have been 20%. The cost price of the article. Now, if you increase the selling price by 27 rupees, then 15% profit will become 20% profit. Okay, if you increase the selling price by 27 rupees, then 15% profit will become 20% profit. That means a change of 27 rupees in the price, a change of 27 rupees in the price is bringing a change of 5%. How change of 5%? Because 15% profit is becoming 20% profit. So that clearly shows a change of 27 rupees in the price is bringing a change of 5%. That means that 27 rupees is equal to 5%. So I write here 5% of cost price. 5% of cost price is 27 rupees. Then cost price 27 into 100 divided by 5, and that will give you 540 rupees. 540 rupees. So here the answer is rupees 540. Okay, so the previous question and this question are almost on the same lines, right? Next, a car and a jeep were sold for rupees 1,20,000 each. The car was sold at a loss of 20%, while the jeep at a gain of 20%. The entire transaction resulted in, so on the whole, if profit, how many rupees profit? If loss, how many rupees loss? That is the question. So car is sold for 1,20,000 rupees, and in that transaction is incurring a loss of 20%. And the jeep is also sold for 1,20,000. Jeep is also sold for 1,20,000, but in that transaction he is making a profit of 20%. So on the whole, profit or loss? If profit, how many rupees profit? If loss, how many rupees loss? That is the question. Okay. Now, first let us do the calculations about car. So I write here car and then jeep. Now, in case of car, there is a loss of 20%. Now, when loss is 20%, I can write the selling price as 80% of cost price. 80% of cost price. Because I told you, if there is a loss of P%, selling price can be written as 100 minus P% of cost price. So, selling price is written as 80% of cost price. But how much is selling price of the car is already given in the problem. It is given as 1,20,000. So, 1,20,000 equal to 4 by 5 CP. How 4 by 5? 80 by 100. 80 by 100 is 4 by 5. So therefore, cost price is 1,50,000 rupees. So cost price of the car is 1,50,000. So loss is how much? Loss is 30,000 rupees. So all this is about car. Okay, because cost price is 1,50,000 rupees, but selling price is only 1,20,000. So on car is making a loss of how much? 30,000 rupees. Cost price is 1,50,000, but is selling it for only 1,20,000. So he incurred a loss of 30,000 rupees on car. Now let us do the calculations on Jeep. Now here selling price, I can write it as 120% of cost price. Why 120% of cost price? Because it's clearly given on Jeep, he makes a profit of 20%. So selling price is 120% of cost price. But selling price of Jeep is also given as 1,20,000. So I substitute 1,20,000 on the left side by 6 by 5 CP. And therefore, CP is rupees 1 lakh. So cost price of the Jeep is 1 lakh rupees. Cost price of the Jeep is 1 lakh rupees, but he is selling it for 1,20,000. That clearly shows he makes a profit of 20,000 on Jeep. Profit is rupees 20,000 on the Jeep. Now, the question is on the whole profit or loss? On the whole profit or loss? If profit, how many rupees? If loss, how many rupees? That is the question. Now, on Jeep, he is making a neat profit of 20,000 rupees. But to his bad luck, he is selling the car at a loss of 30,000. So here he is making a profit of 20,000, but here he is making a loss of 30,000. That means on the whole, he is making loss, and loss of how many rupees? 10,000 rupees. So I'm not doing that calculation. You have to understand. Here a loss of 30,000 rupees and here a profit of 20,000 rupees. That clearly means in the whole transaction, in the entire transaction, there is loss, and the loss made is 10,000 rupees. So here a loss of rupees 10,000. Okay? Come on, we go for the next question. An article is sold at 5% profit. Then the ratio of selling price and cost price, here it must be off. Right. Now, an article is sold at 5% profit. Then the ratio of selling price and cost price will be dash. That is the question. So this is a very, very simple question. So selling price is to cost price. Now, suppose if you take cost price as 100 rupees, if you take cost price as 100 rupees, then selling price will be 105 rupees, because it's clearly given profit is 5%. So if you take cost price as 100, automatically selling price will be 105. Now you can calculate the ratio. What is the ratio? 21:20. So the ratio is 21:20. 21:20. And remember, whenever you write the ratio, you have to follow the order given in the problem. And what is the order given in the problem? First is talking about selling price, and later on is talking about cost price. So answer must also be given in the same order. Suppose if you give the answer as 20:21, which is also there in the choice, if you take 20:21 as the answer, then you are wrong. Okay, so be careful. Not only in this problem, in any question, if a ratio is asked, please look at the order followed in the question and give the answer in the same order. Otherwise, after doing all the hard work, after solving the complete problem, just because of a simple mistake, you may lose marks for that question. Okay? Right. Now, let us go for the next problem. Next one. By selling an article for rupees 700, a man lost 30%. So, if an article is sold for 700 rupees, he will incur a loss of 30%. Then what is the question? At what price should he have to sold to gain 30%? So, if he sells it for 700 rupees, he will make a loss of 30%. So to make a profit of 30%, what should be the selling price? That is the question. Now I do this problem by a very, very simple approach. Now, when loss is 30%, how do you write selling price? 70% of cost price. Because we know when there is a loss of P%, selling price is 100 minus P% of cost price. So it is clearly given loss is 30%. When loss is 30%, it means selling price is 70%. So selling price is 70% of cost price. I'm not writing the word cost price here, you have to understand. So selling price is 70% of cost price. But selling price is already given, it is given as 700. So this 70% and 700 both are same because this is cost price and this is also cost price. Sorry, selling price. This is selling price, This is selling price. When loss is 30%, selling price is written as 70% of cost price. So this is selling price and this is also selling price. So I equate both. Now the question is, if you want to make a profit of 30%, what should be the selling price? That is the question. Now when profit is 30%, how do you write selling price? When profit is 30%, how do you write selling price? 130% of cost price. So 130%, how much? This is the question. When 70% is equal to 700, 130% is equal to how much? That is the question. And you can easily make out it is 1300 rupees. That means if you want to make a profit of 30%, the article must be sold for how many rupees? 1300 rupees. Okay, a very, very simple approach, right? Now, the next question. The next question. A sells a cycle. After B, there must be a comma. Otherwise, you and I may read it as bat. What is the bat? You may get confused. Now, A sells a cycle to B at a profit of 10%. Then B sells it to C. Again, after C, there must be a comma. And B sells it to C at a profit of 20%. If C pays rupees 264 for the cycle, how much did A pay for it? So A is selling it to B at a profit of 10%. Then B is selling it to C at a profit of 20%. Then if C is paying 264 rupees for the cycle, how much A paid for it? That is the question. Okay. Now, let us say the price A paid for the cycle is 100 rupees. I assume this because I just want to cut down on the calculations. So I take a simple approach. I assume A paid 100 rupees for the cycle and is selling it to B at a profit of 10%. So A is selling it to B for 110 rupees. I write here A, B and next C. So A paid 100 rupees for the cycle and he sold it to B at a profit of 10%. That means he is selling it for 110 rupees. And B is selling it to C at a profit of 20%. And remember that 20% profit should be calculated on 110, not on 100. Because A is not selling it to C. Who is selling it to C? B is selling it to C. So B makes a profit of 20% and that 20% should be calculated on this. And 20% of 110 is 22 rupees. That means he is selling it for 132 rupees. So if C pays 132 rupees, if C pays 132 rupees for the cycle, A will pay how much? 100 rupees. That is the logic we derive it. Now, in the problem it is clearly given C pays 264. Then how much A pays? So when C pays 132, A will pay 100. So when C pays 264, A will pay how much? That is the logic. Now you can see here, this is getting doubled. Now when this price gets doubled, automatically this one will also get doubled. And double of 100 is how much? 200, then I can say if C pays 264 for the cycle, then A will pay 200 rupees for it. That's the answer. Okay? Right. Now let us go for the next question. The next question. By selling 60 articles, a vendor gains the selling price of 15 articles. So, by selling 60 articles, a trader is making profit. And how much is the profit? It is not directly given. It is given as profit is equal to selling price of 15 articles. So, a trader is selling 60 articles. By selling 60 articles, he is making profit. And how much is that profit? That profit is equal to selling price of 15 apples. Then what is his profit percentage? That is the question. Okay? Now, we know that when there is a profit in the transaction, selling price is written as cost price plus profit. Selling price is written as cost price plus profit. Whenever there is a profit in the transaction, selling price is written as cost price plus profit. Now we will make use of this formula. Now, totally how many articles are sold? 60 articles are sold. It is clearly given 60 articles are sold. That means selling price of 60 articles is how much? It is equal to cost price of 60 articles. Selling price of 60 articles is equal to cost price of 60 articles plus profit. And how much is profit? It's clearly given. Profit is equal to selling price of 15 articles. So in place of profit, I write selling price of 15 articles. So I write here selling price of 15 articles. Okay. Now this is selling price. This one is also, this represents selling price. This also represents selling price. I bring this term to the left hand side. So it becomes how much? Selling price of 45 articles equal to cost price of 60 articles. Now you can get the ratio between selling price and cost price. So selling price by cost price equal to 60 by 45 or 4 by 3. So I got the ratio between selling price and cost price. Okay, and you can see the clearly profit in the transaction because you can see selling price is represented by 4 units and cost price is represented by 3 units. So what is the profit percentage? That is the question. So you can take any pair of numbers as selling price and cost price, but the ratio must be 4:3. Then you will get profit percent. So I take cost price as selling price, cost price as 30 rupees, selling price as 40 rupees. And if you do the calculations, profit would be how much? 33, 1 by 3%. Cost price represented by 3 units. So I take 30 rupees. Selling price represented by 4 units. So I take it as 40 rupees. And when you do the calculations, the profit will be 33, 1 by 3%. Okay. So we mark the answer here, 33, 1 by 3%. Okay. The next question. A dishonest trader claims that his selling price is equal to his cost price but weighs 900 grams instead of 1 kg. His profit percentage. Okay, now let me explain this question. A trader says that I will not make any profit. I will sell all the goods at cost price. That is what he promises to the customers. He promises to the customers that he will sell the goods at cost price. You can see here, a dishonest trader claims that his selling price is equal to his cost price. That means he says, I don't want to make any profit. I will sell the goods at cost price. That is what he promises to the customers. And really he is selling the goods at cost price. No doubt he is selling the goods at cost price. But he is cheating the customers by weight. Instead of taking 1 kg weight, he is using only 900 grams. That means he is short weighing. He is cheating the customer by 100 grams for every kg. Then what is his profit percent? That is the question. Now, there is a formula to calculate profit percent for this type of problems. But before giving you the formula, I just give you the concept. Let cost price of 1 kg. Let cost price of 1 kg equal to 1000 rupees. Now, why 1000? Why not 100? Because 1 kg is 1000 grams. So, if 1000 rupees is taken, the calculation will be easier. So, I assume the cost price of 1 kg is 1000 rupees. Now, suppose I am that businessman. I will take 900 grams in my hands. I take 900 grams in my hands. That means what is my investment? My investment is only 900 rupees because cost price of 1 kg is 1000 rupees. That means cost price of 1000 grams is 1000 rupees. Therefore, cost price of 900 grams will be 900 rupees only. So, I take 900 grams in my hands. That means my investment is 900. Then I will tell my customer, see, this is 1000 grams. Please take this and give me 1000 rupees. How much I am supposed to collect? I am supposed to collect only 900 because I am taking only 900 grams in my hands. And I am promising them that I will sell them at cost price. So, I take 900 grams in my hands. So, I have to collect 900 rupees only. But I tell my customer, see, this is 1000 grams. So, take this 1000 grams and give me 1000 rupees. And it takes 1000 rupees from the customer. That means he is investing 900 but clearly making a profit of 100 rupees. So, what is his profit percent? His profit percent is, by investing 900 rupees, he is making a profit of 100 rupees. And this we have to calculate in percentage. So, into 100, that will give you 11.1 by 9%. So, profit is 11.1 by 9%. Suppose if he uses a weight of 800 grams. If he uses a weight of 800 grams for every kg, then what will be his profit percent? So, I take 800 grams in my hands. So, my investment is 800. And I tell my customer, this is 1000 grams, take this and give me 1000 rupees. That means I clearly make a profit of 200 rupees on an investment of 800. So, 200 rupees profit on an investment of 800. And when we calculate in percentage into 100, it would be a profit of 25%. Okay? But I will also give you the formula for this. So, profit percent formula. Profit equal to error by weight used. Error by weight used into 100%. This is the formula if you want to use formula. So, error in the problem given, error is 100 grams because he is short weighing by how many grams? 100 grams. So, error is 100 grams. Weight used is 900 grams. If you want, I can substitute the values here. 100 by 900 into 100 percentage. So, that will give you 11.1 by 9% profit. Okay? So, students, I hope this session was useful to you in solving the problems in profit and loss. Thank you very much.